With regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
The president, I can speak for the president, and he said he would not pardon his son. And I'm just going to leave it there.
Secondly, his son, Hunter, is also up for being sentenced next month. Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
So America's robotic Zionist president, Joe Biden, has used his presidential powers to issue an extraordinary pardon to his 54-year-old son, Hunter Biden, who was destined to face more than 25 years in jail for gun crime while being a drug addict and tax evasion charges. Now, Biden has abused his presidential powers, no doubt about that. But he has done so despite repeatedly making it clear that he would not pardon his son and let the judicial system follow its own course. So before we look at the disgraceful conduct of this person who Americans proudly elected to serve as their president in 2020, let's first examine what he said in his executive order. The executive order reads, and I quote, "Executive grant of clemency, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America. To all to whom these presents shall come, greeting. Be it known that this day I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, have granted unto Robert Hunter Biden a full and unconditional pardon. Full and unconditional pardon for those offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January the 1st, 2014 through December the 1st, 2024, including but not limited to all offenses charged or prosecuted, including any that have resulted in convictions by Special Counsel David C. Weiss in docket number 1:23 CR 00061 MN in the United States District Court for the District of Delaware, and docket number 2:23 CR 00599 MCS1 in the United States District Court for the Central District of California, in testimony whereof I have hereunto signed my name and caused the pardon to be recorded with the Department of Justice, done at the city of Washington this first day of December in the year of our Lord 2024 and of the independence of the United States, the 249th. End of quote. This, ladies and gentlemen, the person you thought was fit to occupy the White House 4 years ago. This executive order is important. Why? Because both Biden and his minions in the White House repeatedly denied. They made it absolutely clear that the US President office will not grant any pardon to Hunter Biden. And yet he has done so. This is what Biden himself said in June this year.
With regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
His press secretary repeated the same when she was asked a similar question in August this year.
Thanks, Kareem. The New York Times is reporting that Hunter Biden sought help from a U.S. ambassador on behalf of Burisma while he was on the company's board and while Biden was vice president. So what's Biden's reaction to this, and is he concerned about what this looks like to the American public?
So I'll just report what I've said before, is that the president has never done business with his son, and he was not aware of this. And for anything further, I would have to refer you to Hunter Biden's personal representatives. I can't speak beyond that. But again, I've said this before, the president was not in business with his son, and this is the first time, he was not aware of this. And for anything further, you would have to reach out to Biden.
And
Hunter Biden.
you've said from the podium that President Biden would not pardon his son. If Vice President Harris is elected, would he tell her also to not pardon?
I mean, that's a hypothetical that look, the president, I can speak for the president, and he said he would not pardon his son. And I'm just going to leave it there.
This woman was asked once again about Hunter Biden, and she maintained that Joe Biden's son was a private citizen, adding that he was responsible for his own legal battle.
So what I'll say from the top, and you have heard me say this many times, is that Hunter is a private citizen, as you all know. So when it comes to his own legal circumstances, I would certainly refer you to him on his personal representatives. I would say as well that, of course, the president and the first lady, they love their son. They're proud of his resilience and his strength, and they support him as he continues to move forward in his life. I don't have anything else to add beyond that, and I would just leave it there for now.
Has the president advised Hunter in any way on how to approach?
He's a private citizen. He has his own legal representation, and I won't share beyond that. I won't give it beyond that.
As recent as last month, this White House press secretary repeated that Joe Biden will not pardon his son.
I don't have anything to share or any thought process on pardons. Once we have something to share, we certainly will share that.
Secondly, his son, Hunter, is also up for being sentenced next month. Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
This is the true face of Biden. And this amply explains why he's been so horrible towards Palestinians, funding their genocide by Israeli terrorists. I mean, how can you expect humanity or justice from a horrible man who could not care about his own citizens, the same citizens who elected him to be their president? If you look at the data of the US Federal Bureau of Prisons, the number of inmates currently languishing in jails for drug-related charges stands at 64,543, forming a whopping 44.1% of the total inmates. Likewise, the number of those serving jail terms for weapons, explosives, and arson stands at 31,933, 21.8% of the total inmates. Why are these people not worthy of presidential pardon? Is it because they do not have a corrupt father, mentally deranged father occupying the White House? Biden's current action has not surprised me at all, and it shouldn't surprise any one of you. This is exactly in line with his genocidal policy towards Palestinians. This man has headed one of the most despicable administrations in US history. From Anthony Blinken to John Kirby, Jake Sullivan to Matthew Miller, Biden handpicked some of the biggest rogue elements to manage his key departments. Its results have been widely seen around the world through Israel's genocidal campaign in Gaza, the occupied West Bank, and later on in Lebanon over the period of more than 12 months. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and its journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you too think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.